Alright YouTube, what is going on? It is ConflctNerd Callum here today, bringing you another episode of my Cities XXL Let's Play. Today we're back in our city, Berika, and we're going to go ahead and address one or two of these issues over here by the offices. So it looks like we have a lack of skilled workers. There is a 0% employability rate there. As you can see, available jobs are 10% actually in the skilled industry. Now in this episode I want to get my population up to 5,000, so we're actually going to do a lot of house building to get us underway here. So going to continue to build in this area here and just sort of continue with the layout. It's kind of a bit of a boring layout, but we might go ahead and change it up later on. But a lot of this peninsula will actually get redeveloped once I unlock a higher density and many more buildings. For example, this is where the central business district I think is going to be. If you think of the peninsula, I guess like Manhattan, then all the business area like Wall Street, for example, is the very bottom of Manhattan, and that's where I'm going to have my business district in here. But for the business district I want to have like really high-rise buildings, i.e. high density, which need 150,000 people for. So that's going to take a wee while to get to that stage. So I might have to go ahead and do this. I'd like start off with low density and then build up the density, go ahead and demolish as we develop the city. Plus we don't have too much land space in the city either actually, so we do need to watch out for that. So that's costing me a lot of money, but we're going to go ahead with it anyway. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add in some more. I don't think I'm going to be able to get, I'm going to have to make these streets smaller and smaller. And probably make that one a 2x7 to be fair. I'm just going to add in some more unskilled, just so we can go ahead and build as much as possible. And then what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and start building some more offices. So what I'm now going to do is just very quickly go ahead and build another luxurious avenue. Now one of the issues that I said that I'd try to sort at the end of the last episode was the frame rates. The frame rate should pretty much be sorted now. Basically when you zoom in and out in this game, it's really weird. Sometimes you get frame drops, sometimes you don't. So I can't really fix that too much, to be honest. I played around with a few settings. I think this is pretty smooth for what it is, so we're just going to leave it. If it continues to annoy me or annoys any of yous, then I will look at it again, but I think I've sorted it for the time being. Anyway, so we're making quite a bit of money, which is good to see. Unemployment, we now no longer have any available jobs, just because we went ahead and built quite a bit of housing. But most of the economic issues in our office area have been dealt with. Go ahead and come over to our heavy industry. All looks good there as well. If we go ahead and actually start speeding this up, you can see that all our different commerce and commercial areas are at 100%, which I'm really happy about. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to expand on the two areas we've got. I'm just going to jump into Omnicorp to see if we could trade anything, and we can actually go ahead and trade our heavy industry token. So that should, as you can see, the cash flow has gone up there. Imported cash tokens is making me 4 extra 1,000, which is good. So now you can see we're making quite a nice profit of 5,000, which isn't a lot, but at this early stage in the game it really is, because that is in a sense 10% of our budget now we're making, which is good to see. So I'm going to go ahead and expand this for now. We're up to 3,600 people, so I'm wanting to hit this really soon. Again, we're using up quite a bit of our budget today, but I'm not really too bothered by it because I'm probably about to take out a loan anyway. But when we get to 5,000 people, we can go ahead and build oil fields, and we all know what oil means. Oil means money, which is a good thing. I'm going to continue to build some offices along here as well. I'm going to do the same thing like I did at the other side. I'm just going to basically just build them along the other side of the roads. And this is going to be, I'm going to leave this office district as it is. I don't really want to extend it, just because any more offices I build, I want to build down the peninsula. Down here, like I said at the start of the episode, I think this will be a good place to have them. Because ideally in 20 episodes down the line there's going to be skyscrapers right in front of you, which will be really nice to see. I've been thinking about it quite a lot actually since I last recorded, which was a good few days ago now actually. What I'm going to do is go ahead and stick in a basketball court up here, and then I'm just going to go ahead and add in some form of area. I'm going to have a look at the different areas actually, because I can't really remember what we've got. So we've got a posh urban plaza, which I don't think you'd really see. I wouldn't even say it looks that posh, to be honest. It's got some seats and it's got some chairs. I guess this is modern art, maybe? Not really at all sure what the fuck that is. But that's an option anyway. I'm going to go ahead and delete that though. I don't really like it. In general, it just doesn't suit the, you know, I guess a construction site would make much more sense. However, I think I might just go for a wooded park area, to be honest. Just go with the classic. Although it doesn't really look that nice, to be honest, but it'll do. And I think, in general, if I go ahead and jump into my maps a second here, if we go to satisfaction, we go to leisure satisfaction, yeah, could be a bit better, I suppose. Hopefully that's helping out a wee bit anyway. If we jump into environment as well, citizens are relatively happy. As you can see though, it only really affects where people live. It doesn't affect where people work, which is odd in this game. Commerce in this game only really have factors to do with trading, like resources bought and resources sold. They don't really deal too much with leisure and stuff like that, so that probably won't get too much use, I can imagine. And I don't know why people are employed there. There's unskilled workers employed there. Can't imagine that many, and it costs 500 a month as well, which is quite a bit. But I think we're doing fine for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back into here. As we can see, the unemployment rates are still pretty high, but all of the new housing we just built has been filled out. What I am going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and change this area up a wee bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a path, if I can remember how to add in paths. Paths in this game, it's a mod, it's not actually part of the default game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a path from here to here, which as you can see doesn't look that, it looks okay to be honest. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and jump into here and I'm going to bulldoze this, which might seem a bit weird, but I just don't like the edge of that urban plaza running into the forest. I think it just looked a little bit stupid. And I'm also going to go ahead and delete the forest, but we're going to replace the forest in a second, because what I am going to do is... what I'm going to do, I think, is go ahead and put some more housing just along this side of the road here. Like so. I don't think there's much point putting in any more. Could put in a tiny wee bit more there, to be honest. Yeah, let's do that. And now what I'm going to do is refill the area back up. So we're going to go with a forested area again, so I think that looks much better. Then what I'm going to do is have a wee market area here and a wee smaller defined space, which has an edge, this pathway, even though the pathway doesn't look that nice. And then what I'm going to do is fill this area up with forest again. For some reason I don't have enough money, which is kind of a shame. You can always do with a bit of money. So I'll just wait for my money to regenerate. And while that happens, we could go ahead and take out a loan actually, but I do want to talk about one or two things first of all. So in this game you can go ahead and wait for stuff to... I mean, this game works well, but it does take a while for you to get your money, so I could leave this game running now for an hour or so and I'd get up to that 1 million if I wanted to, though I'm not going to because I think that's a bit silly. But my plans for the city, I have been thinking about this as I said. So we're going to have a, I guess here we're going to have a, you know, commercial, mainly offices, and I'm also going to have high-tech industry here as well, down the front. This island I'll probably just leave for now, I've not got any plans for this. This, I don't know if it's an island or what it is here, but I think this is mainly going to be housing here. And then if we get up to about here, the centre of my screen, roughly here where my mouse is, which you can't see my mouse because I've got it turned off, roughly in the middle of the screen this is going to be the divider between the business district and then what I'll probably call eventually Midtown or something like that. We'll have downtown business district, we'll have the lowest point of the map. Then we'll have this housing area here which I will build onto both sides. That'll go up the majority of the peninsula up to this choke point here, which I'll probably leave this office district, but over time we'll maybe upgrade it. And then you'll have another wee sort of green zone, and then you'll go into the heavies, which will be, for now it's heavy industry, but manufacturing will also go in here at some stage, and that will probably be contained just to this area here. And then over on these 2 islands, I believe we're going to have holidays. I remember looking at our maps at the start, and I think holidays is a really good idea to have in these 2 islands. And then on the mainland, gonna have a mixture of things. I think we'll have 1 or 2 wee small villages out here. Then we'll have oil fields and we'll have farms. That is the main things we'll have here, and that will pretty much be the map, actually. There's not that much land to build on. That's why I kind of chose the map though, because I need to maximize my space, all that sort of stuff. So I hope that really gives you an idea of, you know, what I want the city to come out as. If it comes out like that, I don't really know. But what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and take a medium loan out. So we'll be able to pay that back quite quickly, I reckon. And we're getting a drop in frame rate again, which is a bit annoying. But I really do like that camera angle, but it's not always the best thing. So we've gone ahead and finished off that forest there. We're very close to 5,000 people, and I just need to reach that mark. So unemployment is still a bit of an issue, especially in the skilled market. So what I am going to do is I need to build more offices realistically, but I don't want to build them there. But I don't really want to get started on my downtown yet, but I think I'm going to have to. So I have a choice here actually. You know what? I'm going to build some more offices up this end for now. I'm going to go against what I just said. However, we will go back and look at downtown area later on, but just not yet. I think I'll save that for a few more episodes just because I need to get these oil fields in. I don't want to start messing around with that just yet. So if we build just a wee road here, actually we could do that to there. Tell you what, we'll build that to there, we'll build that to there, and wherever that crosses over. It's not going to quite work though, is it? So I need you to go to there. Unfortunately, it's just the angles that's preventing me. So unfortunately I have to delete the whole road and go for it again. This will be really difficult to get the perfect intersection actually. So if we go ahead and do that, let's go ahead and do that, then there we go, that will have to do, but I'm not actually, I'll go for a curve, which would naturally make sense. So there we go, so it doesn't look too bad. So that's these 2 areas joined up, not just on the expressway now. I don't really want too much traffic using these luxurious avenues. They are nice and large, which they can be used, but I don't really want that to happen. And for some reason I'm now making a major loss. It's probably because I am paying back my, debt repayment is 10,000, so that's quite a bit. So thank God we are trading out one of our heavy industry tokens, and I don't think we have any other tokens. Oh, we have offices, we can trade out offices as well. So that puts us back in the positive for now. What I'm going to do is go ahead and very quickly build some more offices though. So if we jump back into industry, offices, go ahead and pretty much build down both sides of this road up to about here, I would say. I think that will do. Then that'll hopefully solve my... I'm probably just going to build a few more actually, because I'm about to build a few more rows of housing. There we go, so that should do. And then what I think I'll do is go ahead and build another block of industry. So I want to have a sort of green zone in between these two, so I don't want them to really go any further. Just because I don't want offices touching heavy industry. I don't think that's a good idea to have. But I'm going to build some more heavy industry, but it's not going to be in that direction. I'm going to build some more... Is that too much, or will that do? I think that should probably cover it. That might be a wee bit much, but I'm not that bothered. So what I'm going to do now is build some more housing. Now, I'm liking this green area here. However, it's going to get smaller because I need to move in closer to the expressway now. So if we jump into here, what I'm going to do is move this up to here, I think. Don't know if that's the best idea or not. Yeah, we're going to go with it though. Just because I sort of need to maximize my space, as I have been saying. So if we go ahead, we can now probably get in a 2x6 there. Maybe even a 2x7, I think that's maybe pushing it though. Not been getting two 2x7s, which is good. So go ahead and build some of that. This will be a 2x6. And that does that annoying thing where it just automatically connects up to the expressway. I really just dislike that. But we can go ahead and we might be able to get another one in actually, again automatically connecting to the expressway. I just dislike that. But I'll leave one of them just so it lowers traffic. So if we go ahead and speed this up quite a bit actually, we've got skilled workers are only 77% satisfied right now, which, yeah, it's just there is no jobs really. And there we go, we've hit 5,000. This game will take a few seconds to update, but I believe if we go into utilities we finally have fuel unlocked, which is very, very exciting. As you can see, the expressway is getting kind of busy as well, which I'm not liking to see already. Unfortunately, you don't get, like, in this game any traffic manager or any tools like that, so you can't go ahead and, like, alter lanes, push one lane into another, which is kind of annoying. I don't really like that. You don't really get too much customization over the traffic, and as you can see here, the traffic on the expressway is getting pretty bad, to be honest, which really isn't good. But we've not got public transport yet, but in saying that, we only have 6,000 people in our city, so I might have to build 2 expressways going parallel up this peninsula eventually, or I could always go ahead and add in, we won't unlock it till, okay, 500,000, we're probably never going to get that. Those are like mega highways or something like that, I can't really remember what they're called. But I've also unlocked quite a few things along with the oil fields, which we'll come back to in a minute. So city services, health centres, we're good for health centres. This area doesn't feel the coverage very well, but I'm going to leave that for now. We have unlocked education, so we have unlocked an elementary school. If we go ahead and build an elementary school up here, which is quite a bit away, that still serves most people. I might build another one down here later on. Again, this game, going back to SimCity 3000, I believe it was actually. SimCity 3000 was, like, you clicked on a school and it had a certain, you had a quota, so each school would have 3,000 students, and I know it's the same in SimCity. I can't remember what it's like in Skyline, so basically your school would fill up. Again, it's not like that in this game, it's just done by area. So a school will service an area and it can take in as many students really as it wants to, which is kind of good, kind of bad again. It's just this game does it differently. We have unlocked some new stuff. We've got some new luxurious hotels. We've got some more hotels there. We've also got manufacturing, which goes along with heavy industry. And then we've also got medium density housing for the unskilled workers as well, which is a good thing. We might have some more leisure stuff as well. That's probably what I'm most excited about. Just because leisure, you don't really, nah, we've not got anything else yet, unfortunately. I really don't have a lot here for some reason actually. The mods must have not loaded correctly. Because I usually have like stadiums and all that sort of stuff. So the mods maybe didn't load correctly, or maybe there's been an update in this game, so I'll probably need to go ahead and update that. But it's going to take me up to 10,000 people to unlock the stuff I want to start unlocking. Which is a bit of a shame, but oh well. So we're at that population now, I'm pretty happy. Traffic's already starting to become an issue actually, which is really, really annoying. Again, this is why you don't want loads of junctions along this road. For some reason, I don't know why all 3 lanes don't go at once. You'll see here in a second that only 1 lane will go. And that just, yeah, 1 lane's going, like all 3 lanes should be going at this second. And why that ambulance, why did you turn in there? I don't understand. That really, really does annoy me. But, I think we are all good to basically go ahead and start building with the oil fields now. That is a set of good population. I'm just very quickly going to check. So there's available jobs actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back over here and I'm going to go ahead and build my first manufacturing area. So if we go into industry, we go into manufacturing. I'm just going to build it side by side beside the heavy industry just because I classify them as the same thing. And what these things do is they take in unskilled and skilled workers, which it looks like we need to build some more skilled, or maybe not. And they basically buy in heavy industry, offices, services, and electricity. You can kind of guess office services and electricity, but it buys in heavy industry, and then it'll manufacture something, and we can sell manufactured goods for more than we can heavy industry. So that's why we want to match the heavy industry to the manufacturing. So if we jump back into Omnicorp very, very quickly, you can see we've actually got another heavy industry token to sell. However, I don't think that'll be like that for long now that we're using manufacturing. And as you can see, we're up to 11,000 there. There's a bit of a pollution problem happening here though, which we need to go ahead and look at, but that just sort of comes with industry in itself. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this episode up here actually, because I'm about to start building the oil fields. However, I want to keep these episodes to about a 20-minute length, and I don't want to drag them out too much. So I'm going to wrap this up here. As you can see, our city, we have came quite a bit in this episode. We've definitely extended where the residents live. We've talked about what we're going to do. The frame rate drop is, let's say I've got 30 frames. So I'm not really at all sure why that is. I think it maybe is the game, because the game's a very clunky game, the engine, and that's why it didn't receive the best press. The engine's just a bit clunky, I think, at times. The office district got extended. It's still not looking its prettiest, but what I am going to do very quickly is just add in another area behind that there and that there, like so, to make that look a bit nicer. We'll leave this area for now. Actually no, we'll just fill it in. So yeah, there we go. Starting to look a bit nicer now. And then we're up here to the heavy industry and manufacturing, which is never going to look nice. As you can see here, we are, I don't know why you're moaning. Why are you moaning? This one is, there was a lack of unskilled workers. So as you can see, there's a lot of available jobs, but we'll deal with that in the next episode. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Berika, my Cities XXL Let's Play, and I'll see you in the next one.